Topping news tonight, Silver Airways has officially grounded its operations in the Bahamas, affecting some key family islands, leaving flights canceled and some employees blindsided. The move comes after the airline filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in December of 2024. In a statement this week, Silver said it had entered into a transaction to sell its assets to another airline holding company, but the buyer declined to continue operations in Florida, the Bahamas, or the Caribbean. Our Raven Davis spoke with some former employees who say the shutdown came with little warning, and they're still seeking answers about what comes next. Here's tonight's top story.
Silver Airways has officially ceased operations on islands like Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini after more than a decade of service, and the news came suddenly. Some employees say they were caught off guard, learning late last night that the company was ceasing operations effective Wednesday.
I received an email from the CEO around 11:30 last night, apologizing and saying that operations would come to an end. And shortly after that email came out, my immediate supervisor, who's based in Florida, reached out to me and she said, please advise the team not to report to work.
That's a former employee of some 11 years who says Silver's exit leaves not only workers in limbo, but questions over money still owed. It comes as the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in December 2024, saying in a statement, Silver entered into a transaction to sell its assets to another airline holding company, who unfortunately has determined to not continue Silver's flight operations in Florida, the Bahamas, and the Caribbean.
I hope that they would, pay us out, give us our 7 months pays. But I don't think that it's going to happen, because we have some employees that was let go from the company almost 2 years ago that's still waiting for payment.
One such employee is Jennifer Newman, area station manager for Freeport, Bimini, and Georgetown, and several of her staff who were let go in June 2023.
We went through the labor board, the tribunal for settlement. I have gotten some of my money in Charles and Tyrone. Jasmine and Sally, they're still waiting for their money. They never got a dime. And I believe that's totally unfair.
Now, the airline's financial instability had been noticeable for some time. Declining passenger numbers were red flags, but despite the blow to connectivity, one former employee says local tourism won't completely collapse.
You still have the Balearic, you have Tropic Ocean Airways. However, now we're kind of back to square one with looking for a major airline to fly in to Bimini.
Now, while other carriers still connect these islands to the outside world, the sudden departure of Silver Airways leaves a vacuum in the island's air service and a trail of unanswered questions. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.